I have watched this orb spin for centuries, a shimmering jewel. Now the jewel weeps, its surface scarred by the very hands it nurtured. Humanity born of the soil has sown a harvest of fire and flood, and I, the moon, remain its silent, orbiting witness. From a high vantage, I see the city that once glittered like scattered diamonds. Now it pulses with a sickly orange glow, a constant fever. The air, once clear enough to see my face, now chokes on the very breath of its inhabitants. They call it fire season. I call it the fever dream of the progress. For over 2 centuries, smoke rose from the chimneys of factories. It built empires, powered wars, lit cities, but it also lit a slow fire in the heart of the earth. Now, those who never profited from it are the ones burning. Dry farmland in California's Central Valley, the horizon glows orange. Maya Santos, 15, her little brother Diego, 10, and their father. Maya packs belongings into a small bag as wildfire sirens blare. Her father shouts in Spanish, urging them to leave immediately. Diego asks desperately, "Why us? We don't even drive a car. Why our house?" Maya holding back tears. "Because the fire doesn't care, Diego. It just eats." They drive away in a neighbor's truck. Through the window, Maya sees flames devour their cabin. Ilani struggles to carry a suitcase as firefighters shout for evacuation. She stops in her olive grove. Her husband planted the first tree decades ago. Flashback. Her husband writing letters in the 1970s. Half a world away in the hills of Greek, Ilani watched her olive trees burn. Her family had tended them for 3 generations. Those trees were her dowry, her memory, her wealth. They had seen wars, droughts, even earthquakes, but never this. Neighbors shouted, dragging goats down the hill. Children screamed as roofs collapsed in sparks. The fire had jumped the river as if water no longer mattered. Ilani bent, picked up a scorched branch, and held it to her chest, as if she could shield history itself from turning to ash. Meanwhile, in Australia's outback, the fire didn't just take homes, it took the wild. Noah, a boy of 10, ran barefoot across blackened earth. In his arms, a kangaroo joey, trembling half burned. His father shouted for him to run faster. The firestorm had turned the horizon into a wall of wind and heat. When they finally reached the road, their car gone, their shed gone, their cattle gone, Noah refused to let go of the joy, because to him, saving even one life was proof that not everything had to burn. Aftermath. In shelters across continents, stories like these gathered. Maya's family clutching photos of what was lost. Elani staring at her empty hands as if still feeling the weight of olives. Noah whispering to a small animal wrapped in a towel. Different languages, different lands, but the same grief. The flames were not accidents. They were the echoes of centuries of fuel burned for progress. Progress that gave nothing to those now displaced. The irony burned deeper than the fire itself. The families who profited least from the machines of industry were the ones now standing in ash. Ilani returns days later to see nothing but blackened ground. Her grove is ash. She finds a half-burned letter from her husband in the soil. "If we stay silent, the earth will scream for us." She clutches it, eyes wet. I thought silence kept us safe, but silence is fuel. Elani placing her husband's burnt letter into a journal. This is not a natural disaster. This is the debt we were forced to pay for a fire we never lit. Her husband wrote letters in the 1970s warning about coal plants, saying they are poisoning our skies. Ilani dismissed him back then. The world doesn't change with letters, dear. Now she watches the grove burn. She whispers, "You were certainly right. You were right, dear." Live new broadcast. California fires, Greek fires. Scientists speak on the issue. Climate scientists explain to the world. Droughts have doubled since the 1980s. Fire seasons are no longer seasonal. Industrial carbon emissions made landscapes into tinder. These fires are not nature's rage, they are our inheritance, written in smoke by decisions made 2 centuries ago. In a near future, Earth ravaged by a climate collapse, scientific overreach, and psychological decay, the remnants of humanity live under the illusion of progress. Secret experiments, failed utopias, and corporate regimes have fractured the human soul and the earth itself. Every episode in this arc tells a piece of the puzzle behind the collapse and hints at the unseen forces that orchestrated it. This is where the end was engineered.